My name is Al Giglio. I'm the City of Rochester Engineering Bureau.
Okay, great. Thank you, Al. All right, well, actually, since we've gone through introductions, why don't we start off with the presentation since you've got it up there.
Okay. Kim, do you want to drive?
Sure.
Why don't we go to Seward Street first because we have some talking points on that. Over here we've got the overall area of the project. It's Reynolds and Seward Street from Magnolia to Columbia, and Reynolds Street from Seward to Columbia.
Seward.
Seward.
That's so wrong.
Sorry.
Told you there'd be some input from the community.
Anytime. There's only 500 and some odd streets in the city.
Yeah.
To keep track of, so.
Not some of them.
Well, this one isn't chilly.
No. Okay, there we go. Basically, this is what we call a street rehab project, where it's not a full reconstruction. What we're doing is going in and doing replacement of the curbs, some water work, usually drainage work, but not sewer work proper. So we'll go through the little list here. There'll be new stone curbs, new driveway aprons, spot sidewalk replacement, updates to accessible ramps, so all the handicap ramps in all the corners will be updated to the latest federal standards. Water service upgrades. There are quite a few lead water services of record out here. Lately, we've developed a procedure for confirming that they are actually lead and then replacing the city's portion of that from the main to the curb stop in front of the house. Roadways will be milled and resurfaced. We're looking into geometric changes right now. A lot of those have to go through a more rigorous approval process, so they aren't through that right now. And various pedestrian safety upgrades. Looking at, with the geometric changes, basically shorter crossing distances, enhanced crosswalks, upgrading to signs, things like that. Reynolds Street, pretty much the same scope. Right now, we're 50 to 70% in design. We've reached out to the utilities. The utilities will have a phase. We're anticipating construction of the city's project starting in 2017. We also have a plan that we could go zoom in on Reynolds Street, so if anybody has any questions. And at this point, I will open it up to questions.
You said that you're going to do water service upgrades. You're going to take from the city's portion of the lead pipe.
Correct.
Can't you get a grant and do
I
the homeowners too? Is lead is that
cannot
important?
confirm, or rather, I can't say that that will be done. I know they're working on grants for that, but that's outside our department.
Okay.
Water determines where in record lead services are. From past history in this part of the city, they're usually 60 to 70% right, which means some people, they are updated. When we go in and we update them, I believe water is working up or has a process in place to inform them, you have a lead service from the curb stop, which is usually somewhere near the sidewalk, into your house, and you should update it. They're also working on grants, so this becomes, basically, this is still your responsibility, but we're working with you to find a way to pay for it.
Okay.
16 years ago, before I came to the city, I was working on a city project where we did have something similar in place, but grants, as you know, come and go.
Okay, because while you've got it dug up, the cost is minimal.
True, and the other aspect of trying to coordinate that, which is water, neighborhood service center, and those types of agencies.
Okay, who
is
should
what-
I call?
Any neighborhood service. So
Neighborhood-
David Hawks to see where they are as far as grants for lead service replacement on the private side.
I need a little bit more up the scale.
David Hawks should have an idea of what grants are available to the homeowners.
Well, it should be for everybody.
For everybody.
Kids, lead does not,
Well, the residents, if they're renting there, they're not gonna pay for it. It has to be the homeowner that pays for it.
but I think the city should do it as a good faith gesture to stop lead poisoning in children.
That's an argument that you can bring up.
Who do I take it to?
You can send it to the director of water.
Okay,
His
direct.
name is Patrick O'Connor.
Okay.
His address is 10 Field Street. And I'm sorry, I don't know the zip over there.
Okay.
When you are gonna make the connection to the homeowner.
Oh, yes. And also.
But it has to be a good connection, is that
Right.
correct? So that sometimes, I know when I had to go the other direction, when my sewer went and I had to go
Yeah.
back out, I had to go, I was praying that I could hook up before I got to the street, because I
Right.
had I live in an area where it's 1875 pipes, so
Yeah.
it was, I think we've all been replaced by now.
Yeah, to kind of just finish up on both of those issues. In the past, when there have been grants in place, we will leave the hole open at the curb stop because that is the end of the city's, the city street designs area where they work. But with the grant, if we leave it open and we board it over and the private plumber as part of the grant comes in and does the rest of the work, yes, it does cut down the cost, it is a lot more efficient, and we do our best to make it work that way.
Are you
Okay.
doing just this corner?
No.
Oh.
Can we expand the view? Actually, I have a paper print of the
Oh, okay.
entire project here. So we're going from Magnolia to Columbia and Seward to Columbia. So it's a little over half a mile total of roadway. So here's all of Seward Street that'll be done. Okay, other questions?
I have one.
Yep.
And I don't, but when you pronounce Seward, no, they never corrected you downtown.
I don't know if anyone has. I have a hard time with names, and I go
Okay.
through an awful lot of them.
Well, sure, I understand that, but it just seems that I can understand if you wouldn't, but that somebody at the city would correct you.
Could be somebody has in the
Okay,
past.
all right. I think,
So-
forget it, that.
I'm more of a math guy than an English.
Oh, all right. Well, this isn't English, this is about knowing the neighborhood.
Okay. Mike?
I would just like to, since I, sort of was the impetus for this connection, I'd like to offer just a little bit of an explanation as to why Healthy Kids team took an interest in this project and why we thought we should bring it to Southwest Common Council. As you know, we work in School 19. You probably all know Jen and Eric. And they're really involved with Ms. Thomas there, and they've done some walkability assessments around the school, and so they're very excited over at the school to be getting the new sidewalks and the new curbs and everything like that. A lot of them were in disrepair. And in addition to that, we're piloting through the county, because the county stripes the sidewalks, our colorful crosswalks over there. So you'll notice, hopefully over the summer they'll be put in. So by next school year, there'll be some red crosswalks there. So we thought that this project really dovetailed really nicely with the enhancements for the walkability for the kids over there. And in addition, there's been, I don't know if anyone's ever been over there during dismissal time. There's often a little bit of confusion with the buses and the cars and everything like that. I witnessed it myself. So, we're looking forward to, seeing the geometric designs that the city comes up with and seeing if there's some opportunities to improve traffic flow, which really does improve traffic safety for the kids. The less confusion there is, the less blockage of the streets, the more visibility, less likelihood that a kid's gonna, step out into traffic and the driver won't be able to see them. So I thought it would be a good idea to have it on your radar, and John had a cancellation, so I'd like to really thank you guys for coming down here and
Yeah, thank you.
Did you have a question?
Oh, it was a sneeze.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Any other questions, or you're always free
Are you
to
gonna
come?
replace any of the lights that are there?
Right now, street lighting hasn't finished an assessment out there as far as additional need. A lot of the lights that are out there were bought from RG&E by the city, and it's an ugly system. If nothing else, they may upgrade the heads to a higher wattage. With the LEDs now, sometimes the upgrades, we actually save money by doing the upgrade. It's just getting the money to pay for
It's
the
kind
upgrade.
of dark.
Yeah. And, but that'll be part of that assessment.
So is Seward going to remain one way then from down there? up
Down there
the
to here.
school? Yep. Is it going to
It
remain
is
a
gonna
one-way?
remain one way.
Okay.
So, or wait a minute, isn't it one way? I look at too many streets, isn't it one way from Holly to Reynolds? And it becomes two-way before Columbia?
Seward empties into 19th School.
Yes.
And that's a one-way, and I think it starts down
It
at
is
Hall.
one way here,
It starts at,
one of these two corners, because it's two-way over here. I
because
know.
it starts where there's that curve.
Sometimes I have to look at my sign plans to remember which
How
one.
many streets are there in Rochester? City of
About
Rochester?
560 up there?
There's 549 miles,
Okay. Oh,
Miles.
549 miles.
centerline miles. Each street, and they range from being a couple miles long to a couple hundred feet long. So I don't know the exact number of streets, but there's a total of around 549 miles.
Miles, and then how many students, actual students is like 500?
I could be
I don't know.
incorrect. I remember that around 560 number, but if it's miles, he's in management. I just handle the projects as they come up.
Good soldier.
Yeah.
Been doing meetings for 30 years.
Do we have any feel for what the lead issue is at various places along the
Actually,
current lines?
Yeah, we have a good deal. Kim, do you remember how many lead services we have scheduled for confirmation and replacement? I'm gonna say 30 to 40.
In what, is that the city of
There's
Rochester?
no cluster, they're all throughout.
So is that the whole city of Rochester?
No, that's just
Oh,
these
in this
two
project?
Within this project,
Okay, within this project, there's 30 to 40.
right. Throughout the city, you once again have to talk to Pat O'Connor. And
Now, the current main lines have lead in them or not?
no, Rochester city mains are all cast iron, ductile iron, plastic, and we don't use anything else. We haven't used anything else here.
No, the Water Bureau also has a program that they do on an annual basis they call it cleaning and lining, where they go in and they clean out all the debris, all the stuff that's inside the water main. Water main that may be 6 inches diameter, over 50, 60 years, may have like an inch diameter water going through. They'll go in with like a drill and take all that crud out of there, and they'll actually line it with cement. That's part of the cleaning and lining project that they do every year. They do, I'd say, 5 miles of water main a year, and they also have an extensive amount of water mains that they replace in a given year too.
Now, when I see them with those yellow plastic sleeves that I assume they're lining
That's
the...
RG&E gas.
Oh, that's gas
Yeah,
that does that,
that's
okay.
gas. We've gone to color coding. Water pipe is always blue.
Oh, okay.
Now, any plastic pipe or black if it's metal pipe. So, but the cleaning and lining took place throughout this project sometime between 2012 and 2014. So that part's already been done.
So the water main work that you're doing on this time around, there is none, or?
There may be 1 or 2 valve replacements, some hydrants which are too far out of date will be replaced, but there will be no water main work proper, just water service, hydrants, maybe a valve.
So you're not digging up the whole length of the water pipes?
Yeah, and actually that's going to remind me of basically the process here. When they come in to replace the curbs, they'll cut along the curbs with a big pavement saw. They'll excavate one side, they'll place new underdrain, they'll place new catch basins, they'll place the new curb in. They'll flip-flop, they'll do the other side. They'll dress up the roadway there, they'll get to the sidewalks, the driveway aprons, and then they'll come in and mill and resurface. So that, these are all very heavy-duty roads. For some reason, this part of town, they're all very heavy-duty. So we can mill and resurface. We don't have to totally, what's called box out, excavate everything and put it back in there. So it does speed it up, and it is a lot less expensive.
So the drain lines are being replaced, or just the drain basins?
The drains themselves, Monroe County Pure Waters is responsible for the main sewers, which I don't know if anybody lives in the neighborhood, if you saw a blue big box truck, they're supposed to have been getting out to televise these. I haven't gotten a report yet, but they televise all the sewer. If they decide they have to replace part of it, they will come in and replace the main themselves. We just put in the drainage structures and adjust the manhole covers.
Any other questions?
Okay.
All set? Well, thank you very much.
That's my email. If you think of anything else, drop me an email and I'll send you back an answer.
And you'll send us the links to the files that you've got?
I'll send you the PDF files.
Okay.
Just remember, these are interim design,
Mhm.
which I'll probably label that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
You want this to stay here? People can look at it?
Yeah, we can look at it a little
Okay.
later.